Hello, hello, my lovely people. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. So, I'm not going to hold you. This video was requested from one of you guys, and I greatly appreciate it. So, I'm here to deliver on your request asking about my work from home jobs and how I do everything. So, I'm just going to give you a breakdown. I have my notes in front of me. So, if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. So today is Saturday. It's a beautiful day. I went out and did some Amazon Flex. I'll tell you a little bit about that a little later. But today right now we're talking about work from home and 5 work from home jobs. Let's get started at the beginning. Why I originally started kicking the camera. Why I originally started looking for work from home jobs. To start off with, I needed the flexibility. I've been working from home for like maybe over 12 years now, if not longer. I've had some type of work from home job in all that time. Now, some I still work, some I don't. The reason why is because it gives me a lot of flexibility. That's one reason why I wanted to have a work from home job. So that's one of the reasons. The second reason is I needed more money. Who don't need more money? I needed more money. So that's another reason why I started looking for something that I could do from home that wouldn't take me away from my children, because at the time my children was much younger, and I just couldn't find a babysitter. I didn't want to leave them for anybody. I didn't want to just have people just coming into my house just to watch them. Although I did have family and close friends that would have watched them and did watch them, but I just felt like I could work more or be at more peace, you know what I'm saying, when I could see my children or know my children in the next room. I don't know how many people can relate, like, you know what I'm saying? Just something about you being at home, and even if your children are outside, just you knowing you can hear their little voices or you can hear them in the room playing, it just gave me comfort, you know, it just really gave me comfort. And that's another thing I put on here. I put 3 things. The first one was flexibility. The second was I needed more money. And the third one was I wanted more time with my children. Now, this is a catch 22, because when you're working from home, it's depending on what company you end up working for, if you really do have time for your children. So I was always trying to find jobs that I could log in. Some companies will require me to work for 2 hours, like the one I'm working with now is 30-minute blocks. Some, long as you got your time in, like if it was required 10 hours a week, long as you got your 10 hours in each week, you were good to go. So I always try to find opportunities like that would give me the time to be with my children, because I always had a full-time job. I always had a W-2 job. I ain't gonna say always, but most of my adult life I had a job. I had some sense of some type of employment. um let me see. The first work from home job. Now I'm in crossroads between this, because it's in between Very Fast and Doubts a Lot. Now that's a lot. So Very Fast, y'all hear me talk about Very Fast on my channel, because they are very easy to apply for, or at least they were when I first started. I always tell y'all I look for something that doesn't require for you to put no resume together. Although you can go on Canva and create your a resume. Just go through, now we got Chat GPT. You could go to Chat GPT and ask them. You don't say I have customer service at Walmart. I have customer service at the electric company. I have customer service doing Uber and Lyft. Create me a resume based off of this, highlighting my customer service skills. Create me and then you can go on Canva and plug in all those things that Chat GPT um, created for you to fill in that resume. So that's the easy way to do it. But the very first company I worked for was called VeriFast. I used to do VeriFast on my Chromebook. I would sit on my couch with my headset on, and like I am now with my TV in front of me, and to be doing political surveys. It was really, really, really easy job. I did them for years. I worked with that company for years and years and years, on top of working for other work from home jobs. So that was my first work from home job. And they paid me, like, I think it was like every Friday. So on top of my W-2 and my work from home job, I thought I had it going on, y'all. I was getting paid almost every week. My W-2 check would hit one week, then my work from home job check would hit the other week, and I was just, I was living a life, right? Then I got to the point where I needed to be hardwired, because Wi-Fi was just messing up my calls. So that's why they say they want you to be hardwired Ethernet cable to your laptop. So I invested in a computer, y'all. I went to Aaron's or Best. I'm gonna go to Aaron's or Rent-A-Center. I went to one of those rental lease places because I didn't have the money saved up, And I listed me a computer. I sure did. I sure did. And I paid that computer off. I had that computer until I got the one I got now. That's how long I had that computer. Um, and I think I got the computer I got now from Aaron's. Not knocking anything about lease, buy here, pay later, pay now, buy now, pay later places. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And at the time, most companies only needed 8 gig of RAMs. Now they need a lot. A lot of companies are requiring 16 gig RAMs, gigabytes. I might be saying that wrong. Y'all correct me in the comments. But yeah, that was the first one. And then I started working for like Working Solutions, Live Ops, Delta Lot. Oh my gosh, you name it. Any simple, easy, non-resume company that there's out there that I probably done made a video on my channel. Yeah, I need to make a playlist of all the work from home jobs or companies that I work for. And yeah, but that's where I worked at. That was my very first one. I found very fast either on Indeed. I know I found no. Let me change that. I found Delta Lot on Indeed, the job site. And then I found very fast either on Facebook. I think I found that through a Facebook group. And that's another way you can find work from home jobs. If you aren't on Facebook, just create you a simple account and go on Facebook and look for work from home groups. Look for groups, not individual work. Look for groups and go through those groups and find you some work from home jobs. Now, some work from home jobs have set hours. And then some work from home jobs get you you actually hired on with the company. You're not an independent contractor, and you can have health benefits, you can have 401k, you can have all that stuff. But the jobs that I talk about and I share with you all are 1099 independent contractor jobs, where you are responsible for your own taxes, you are responsible for providing your own insurance, your vacation pay, all that kind of stuff. You don't get no benefits other than just having a paycheck if you work the hours that they require you to work. So that's one way you could try to find a work from home job. Work from home jobs now is not, what should I say this? I was gonna say it's not as easy as it once were, but I think based on your living experience, living situation, based on your living situation. So if your bills are this much and you want that work from home job to cover all your bills, then you need to find you a higher paying work from home job. Me personally, I find work from home jobs where it's like in the middle. Like my work from home jobs cover my utilities. My work from home job cover my grocery bills, food shopping. My work from home jobs don't cover my car payment, my car insurance, my rent, any other major bills that's over like $500, $600,000, $2,000. My work from home jobs don't. Now, could I? Yes, I could find me a work from home job paying $30, $40, $50 an hour. I could, but it's gonna require more effort of me and more time of me. Now you say, "Oh no, Nikki, it's jobs out there." Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's why I keep my notary business, because it pays me what I need to be paid to cover my expenses. Let's see what else. Another thing you have to think about in work from home jobs is if you're able to sit. The one reason why, I kind of slacked off on work from home jobs where you had to sit there for hours at a time is because I have sciatica. And my sciatica was cutting up. It was cutting a donkey. It was cutting a pure donkey. And I was wondering why I was feeling so bad in my back. And I'm like, because I never heard of sciatica, believe it or not. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got sciatica. So sitting at that desk and all this was just stiff. All this back here would just give me so many problems. So I would go to the massage therapist in the middle of the mall. The people that be in the mall. I don't know if y'all have them at y'all malls, but they have like little booths at the mall where you can go and they can massage your neck for like $15, $20, $30. And they would get all that pressure relieved out my neck, and I would feel better for a couple of days. And I go back and I do my work from home job, but it wasn't clicking. But that's what it was. So if you are working from home, try to get you a good desk, try to get you a good comfortable chair, and stand up. So if you do find your work from home job and you're in the job that you work in, you want y'all at least stay logged in for at least 2-3 hours. What I do now is I get up and I stand up and I take calls. I don't have a sit stand desk. I want to get a sit stand desk, But right now I don't. I have a traditional computer desk, like an office desk. I will stand up. And if I know that the calls have slowed down or whatnot, whatever it may be, then I stand up and then I sit down. You know what I'm saying? And I do like little foot exercises. Like I watched this one doctor on YouTube where he was teaching like people that have that work from home have all these different conditions because they sit in that posture for so long. So you move your foot up and down. You do ankle exercises while you sitting there. Little different things that you do while you sitting at the desk and in your chair for those long amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to consider and think about if you're thinking about working from home. Just giving y'all some ideas and suggestions. I know y'all all know this, but just in case, because I didn't know it. So let's go over the equipment. So the work from home jobs that like I said, when my very first work from home job, I used my Chromebook. I used my Chrome because all they needed was Google Chrome. Now some work from home jobs might need you to use have Microsoft or some type of Windows 11. And I don't think my Google Chrome book had Windows 11. I'm not quite sure. It's been so many years ago. But now, excuse me, now I work mainly on my all-in-one, my HP all-in-one, and it has Windows 11. Now, years before, it was everybody used Windows 10, but now everybody done transition over to Windows 11. So if you have an older model computer, it may not work. But when you go in to apply, make sure you check out one of those things that's in the description on when it's telling you what type of equipment to get, because you don't want to take out the time, take out the time to apply and then you find out that your computer isn't up to date or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. And then on here I had another thing I want to talk about. Anyone can get a work from home job. You might say, well, I've never worked from home before, Nikki. If you have customer service, you can work from home. If you worked at Subway, if you worked at a hospital like I did, if you worked, do Uber and Lyft, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do Uber and Lyft no more. I want to be at home. Maybe your situation has changed. You have customer service. Like I said, go ChatGPT is free. You can do the free version. Put some prompts in there. You got to tell ChatGPT do what you want to do, and it'll come up with it, and you just have to filter it through. Like I said, you could do this. You could work from home. You just find you a job. You can work from home. Now it's not a get quick rich thing. Like you will have to work. It's still working from home. You have to have a quiet workspace. Like right now I have my TV on. Y'all don't know my TV on, but it's muted. The one thing about working from home and not having those headsets that you will find out later is that although you may be muted, the quality assurance people can still hear you sometimes. So when my kids I got them trained, y'all. When my kids come in now, they know to get the piece of paper by my desk and write it down. Because even they can pick up on it. They can hear us. You know what I'm saying? Even if you think you got it muted. So it always amazes me when I see people on other platforms like TikTok or somewhere, and they be on live taking calls, and I'm like, y'all don't know, like the quality assurance people can hear y'all. The caller might can't hear y'all, but the QC people can hear y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't take no chances. I think I did one time. This was a long time ago. One of my videos. Y'all might can't even find us that long. I did a video with me trying to be on call working. I didn't feel comfortable. It's just something in my spirit just did sit right. I'm like, no, Nikki, you can't jeopardize your money. You can get your point across. Get off the calls. Get off. Log off and talk to your lovely people that way. But don't risk it like that. The way you can find work from home jobs, like I said, you can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Facebook groups. You can find it on Indeed. That's one way. Job websites. You can find work from home jobs that way. Staying organized is the number one thing. You don't have to have a specialized bank checking account, but you do want to put away money for taxes, right? I'm not a CPA, but if you need one, holler at me. I can tell you who I use. But yeah, so, and you could, we could talk. If you need a CPA, let me know. Don't forget, if you like this video so far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions about anything that I have not covered or anything that I have covered, please let me know down in the description, down below. And let me know, like, look, Nikki, you didn't cover, you skipped over this, Nikki, go back to that. Just let me know, and I'll make sure I make a video just for you, okay? So, like I said, be staying organized. Be a good problem solver. Some of the qualities you need is being work from home. Stay organized. Be a good listener, because when you own these calls, you have to, like, sometimes I have, like, when it, like how I'm going off now, like sometimes I have to just close my eyes and when I have my headset on and just let the caller talk, and so I can actually hear what they're saying, because it's according on what type of job you have. Like, I've had jobs where I'm working, like, not like with the Department of Social Service, but something like the Department of Social Service, a call center, where people call them at their food stamps. So when you get those type of calls, those people are already on 10, because, like, where's my food stamps? Where's my benefits? I was supposed to get my food stamps today. I'm at the grocery store and my money ain't in my cart. So you're getting calls like that. So you really have to be calm and be like, okay, don't take it personal. Sometimes we have to know, just like on the internet, people will type and say all kinds of stuff because they're not in your face. So yeah, same thing when you're doing customer service. People are gonna call you, going, you're gonna get all of it. But if you don't take it personal, and then because you're gonna have to get off that call and go to another call. So if you keep holding on to that stuff, that's one good thing about I learned with customer service. You don't hold on to that stuff. You let it go. You just move on to the next caller. Sometimes the next caller even more pleasant. You know what I'm saying? So just don't take it personal. You are doing customer service. Now, do I know of any jobs that do chat? No. A lot of times you really have to stalk the job boards for those type of positions, chat, where you have to be a good typist. There was a video on my channel where I share with you all where you could go and practice your typing skills, because some companies, according to what company you work for, they want you to be typing at least 35 words per minute, and sometimes they want you type faster. So if you want a chat job, you need to get your typing skills up, like really, really good, and spelling and all that kind of good stuff, okay? But there are free websites out there that can help you get your typing speed up, if that's what you want to do. You want to do chat, you only want to do chat, you don't want to talk to people, you don't want to hear human beings, you just want to hit the tapping of that keyboard, then get your typing skills up, because a lot of times they ask for assessments, and that's something else I don't remember. Okay, training. So a lot of times I get questions about training. Some companies pay training, some companies just 1 day training, because it ain't that complex. Like, it ain't, like I said, it ain't that serious. It ain't that complex. So sometimes you just need 1 day training, and sometimes it's not paid. Sometimes it is paid. Sometimes you have to do training for 3 weeks unpaid. So that's why you have to stack your work from home jobs and really have your money set up where you can, you can cover yourself. Because you gotta think about it. If you ain't training for 3 weeks, I mean, you ain't generate no money, generate no income. Then when you finally get on the phone and start making money, you still gonna almost be about 2 weeks, if it's not running following the pay cycle. That's almost a month with no money, and you trying to work from home. Ain't nobody got time for that. But once you start working from home and you start learning the system, you start learning the schedule, then you can really, make up for that month that you didn't make no money. You know what I'm saying? So some companies pay training. Like I said, ask about the training, ask about the pay cycle, ask for a calendar. Most of them, from my experience, most work from home jobs, they give you a calendar of when you get paid. Print that off, blend it in with your calendar that you already got at home. I got a calendar for when I get paid from my notary jobs. Of course, I get paid every day from Uber, Lyft, Gig Apps pay me every day. They keep me afloat. With cash coming in, I got paid today from Amazon Flex, went to the grocery store and bought our dinner for the day, and then still had some money left over. So that's what I do with my Amazon Flex. But we not talking about that. But if y'all have questions about how I budget and juggle all my sources of income, please let me know as well. But I think that's enough. I made this video long enough. I hope that this has answered most of your questions that you have for me. And I don't know what else to say. I just hope that you do at least try it and don't be scared. I know it's nerve-wracking. Tech savvy. That's another thing I forgot to mention. You have to be tech savvy, because a lot of times they don't have tech support unless it's something with their programming, not your computer, not your Wi-Fi, not your internet, not your headset. So you have to be tech savvy, at least know your basics. So a lot of times I would go on YouTube if I was having issues, like they needed me to do a particular program, and in that program we had to learn how to record a screen while I was doing certain things. I had to go on YouTube if I didn't know how to do that. Or like if it needed me to do, like, I didn't know nothing about the snipping tool. I learned that from working from home. You understand? Because sometimes they will want you to take a screenshot of something that you completed, or sometimes they will want you to take a screenshot if the system was acting up that day. Like last night, I was working from my work from home job, and the system was giving me a lot of difficulties, and I had to take a screenshot and send it to tech support, their tech support, because it wasn't my computer wasn't doing it. What my headset, it was their software, their system. So that's just something like some basic stuff like that they want you to know how to do, at least try to figure out. And sometimes when you're in the middle of the call, you don't have time to, Google why is this, why is that. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of know. And then you falling for it, you learn and stuff. So like I said, I don't want to make this video too long. But like I said, if y'all have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below. And until next time.